Welcome back to another video podcast. This is Misa, and welcome to another video on my channel. On Mondays, I post my podcast here, and then on other days, I post like vlogs and other videos. I'm trying to. Yeah. Anyways, I cannot get used to my bangs. I hope like you guys don't mind. I don't know how people take care of bangs. It's like interesting. Anyways, today I want to be talking about. So I did like a podcast, maybe I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago about an article. I forgot about James Clear, and then I was reading another article from him, and it was really interesting. It was about like what to do when you feel like when you want to give up. And I related to this article a lot, so I want to share it to you guys. And it kind of relates to today as well. So, do you ever feel like you want to like not do something? For example, when you don't want to go to the gym and I don't know, do a workout, or you don't want to eat healthy today, or when you don't want to, you know, if you're a writer, write something in your diary. There are like times when we don't want to like do stuff and like continue on doing things. And then when you feel like you want to just, let go of everything and give up. And sometimes I feel that way. I don't really feel this way with like content creation. I think I'm like some videos flop, some videos like, go well. Some it's like not always like it's really not always like rainbows and butterflies all the time. Like I feel like I'm like always thinking like, oh, what should I do next? I enjoy the process, but sometimes I do feel like I want to stop, or I don't want to stop, but I think it's just like one night or something, maybe before my period. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I feel like I want to give up. Like I see all these, I compare myself to other people. And then I'm like, oh, they're so much better than me. What the heck? And then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to post this because I feel like it's going to flop again or something like that, right? So we all have those days when we want to like give up. And I read this article and James Clear says something. So I'll like get to the bottom line. I'll cut to the chase very quickly. And he says, when you feel like when you want to give up, just show up. Just even when you feel like you want to give up, you show up is the best way to overcome that feeling. So, and it's like, oh, dude, that's kind of harsh, but I can explain why. That's kind of cool. Like, I'm happy that he said that. When you feel like when you want to give up, some people might say, oh, just take a break, or like just take like, like a day off or two from doing whatever like you were doing. But he says, no, even when you feel like you want to give up, you want to push yourself to do, you don't have to be at 100% of whatever you're trying to do. But he said, even when you feel like you want to give up, you should still show up and do the work, even if it's not at 100% of your effort. And it's so interesting because like I have a friend I think she's 14 now. She is amazing. And she told me she's like a runner, and then she's like really intelligent. And she told me one time, with like my content creation thing, she was like, yeah, Misa, like you can't give up right now. Or like when I was like, yeah, I don't know, like I'll just post like maybe a few times a week or something. And she's like, no, like you don't want to stop now. You want to like get to your goals. Like, you want to get to your goals. So if you stop now, it's hard to get back up again. And it's hard to recover from like stopping. So don't stop and just show up and do it, And I was like, and I feel like it's like a mentality of like running too. I sometimes run. I like to run, and my dad loves to run too. But it's like when you are on a run, you have to keep on running to get home, right? When you start running, you're like, okay, you're running. But then like you're like, okay, when you stop, you're not going to get closer to home. And then therefore you cannot take a shower and eat food after you run, right? Like you have to keep on going forward in order to get home. And in order to maybe if you're on a marathon, you have to keep on running in order to get to your goals, to get to the goal, right? Does that make sense? So even when you feel like you want to give up, I feel like sometimes it's okay to take a break and stuff, but I think it is a cool like discipline that you can build within yourself if you can keep on going, even though if it's not at 100%. So yeah, that's what I like thought was very interesting, and I thought like it could relate to a lot of people because during the winter, I feel like a lot of people kind of like lose motivation. Maybe it's because the sun sets very early and then, yeah, it's like darker, it's colder, especially in Japan. And so that's why like we tend to be like, oh, like I want to just, relax and stuff. But I feel like it feels not even nicer if you can build that discipline and still show up when you feel like you want to give up and do it. So it kind of relates to me today, actually. So that last week I had to go somewhere out of seas for work for the first time, actually. That was kind of cool. I went to Dubai, just really fun. And then so I couldn't take my podcast. So like today I was like, oh, I have to take a podcast today, and upload it. And then it took me like, I think this is like my 5th try trying to like take a podcast. And I was like gonna give up. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm not feeling it today. But that's why I was like, wait, no, today, maybe if I can talk about not giving up when you want to give up, it is very relatable to me, and I hope to you as well. So yeah, bottom line, even though when you feel like you want to give up, you'll feel nicer, you'll feel better if you don't, and then you show up. You don't have to be at 100%, but maybe 50%, but still show up and do the work. It will help you mentally, and then it will help you be more happy with yourself, be happier with yourself. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like I'm trying to experiment which one I like better, but I think I do like to still kind of show up when I feel like I want to give up, because even when I'm running, I'm like that too. I'm like, no, it's just the mind that's telling you. It's just like the mind suggests you to stop doing whatever you want to do because it's uncomfortable. Like your mind doesn't like discomfort. And that's like the same thing as like running. Like when you're running, like your mind's like, oh, I'm tired, even though maybe you're not. So yeah. So even like on a daily basis, your mind is just telling you might want to give up, but it's just a suggestion by your mind. It might not be the reality. I'm not saying to go 100% when you don't want to do it, but just like maybe show up 50%, 30%. And it's really by the law of step by step, So yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a short episode, but there are more things to come on this channel, I hope. And it will be more like English, Japanese. So you pick whatever video you want to see on this channel. There is a variety of things on this channel. So okay, so I hope you guys are having, and then if you have like any like topic requests or anything like that, you can just DM me on Instagram at misamosa.co. And yeah, Alright, I'll see you guys again, and thank you so much for listening to the very end. I hope you are having a great day and a great life, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!